So not right. Can you guys give them a round of applause when they come out? We were meant to all be on that stage there. We'll figure it out. Because I think we will try and stay on the same level with you all. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to be on there? Or do you want us here for some chairs here so we can talk to people? What do you like? On the elevator. Yeah, thank you. You can take the tables away for more. See, this is what I like. They step up and they make things happen. We really want to celebrate that. I'm going to just get a mic while they're doing that. And before we get everything sorted, I want you all to introduce yourself and let them know your name. Because I see these young people as the ones that are about to change policies and change the system in Leeds. And they're kind of a big deal. So I'll start from how old you are.
Hello, my name is Kyra and I'm 13 years old.
My name is Dakari and I'm 12 years old. My name is Tyreek and I'm 12 years old.
My name is Kaisa and I'm 14 years old.
My name is Ravid and I'm 14 years old.
My name is Reese and I'm 15 years old. My name is Seth, I'm 15 years old.
What's your name?
I'm Mr. Goodman. You don't need to know.
Can we give them a round of applause? That was one of 4 sessions that was done by these boys. Do we have enough chairs on stage? Thank you so much. Okay. I'll start letting you guys go and sit. Thanks. So while you guys go and sit, I would just want to give you a background of the research. We had to make sure we broke the session down. Spoke to 33 boys, 15 from educational setting, and then we also spoke to 17 in the community. So that meant going into barber shops, hairdressers, going to community centres, churches, mosques. Was I asked to do that? It was the way to make sure we had an intersectional voice. You do not just want to have one group of boys speaking about the matter. We made sure we looked at all the diversity that we can get in the voice and influence to make sure we gave a better snapshot of what black boys were feeling. In the research, one of the things that took a lot of our black boy joy was racism. It's 2022. No black boy should have to feel that he is lesser than anybody else. Another thing that took away a lot of black boy joy was the fact that they get stopped and searched. I know a lot of people might have different conversations about this, but even just hearing them speak as a young man as young as 8, a young boy going to buy ice cream and getting stopped and searched, I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound right to me. It is demeaning, it is humiliating, it is a way of making you think you fit what description. Your skin is no weapon, but I could say all this. I'll let you watch this video. And this is the polished Speak Up campaign. The name was created by the boys. Everything you see, don't muddling up, they came up with everything. Even the way we edited or used the material, they told us what they wanted us to tell. So everything you've seen here is by their own consent. And they did tell me that they would like us to do a grand event like this. So When you speak, your voice will always create influence and will always do as allies.
Did you know that black men are 11 times more likely than white men to be diagnosed with severe mental health problems? To change this pattern, we need to make sure young black boys get the right support for their mental health at the right time. There have been lots of attempts by the government and other services to address these inequalities, but things are getting worse. This current project was inspired by the Black Boy Joy movement and was created to delve deeper into these issues, working with a group of teenage boys to develop a movement that they felt would mean something to their friends and help challenge the stigma around mental health. In this film, 10 boys share their personal experiences as a black boy and how this affects their mental health.
What I love about being a black boy is something that, like your heritage, you come from somewhere, like you come from like a great line of, let's say, African people, or you come from, let's say, the Caribbean. But it's like it gives you someone to like look up to and like it make you want to know more about your family.
A lot of black people are very athletic, strong, smart, and they're just great all around.
What I love about being a black boy is the culture, the food that we eat, the music we listen to, the way we dress, the sports we play. I think it's something that me and other black boys can relate to. Something that makes us unique and different as like a group and a part of society in a way.
Society and the media view black boys as like bad people, or just assume that we're up to no good and we're going to do something to people or to shops and be a criminal, but we're not.
I mean, it's kind of like 50-50 to be honest, because there's some sides of it where it's like, alright, yeah, we don't hate on them as much, but then there's some sides of it where it's like they just send in shots for you, like you'll try and do something like, say, football matches, you miss a penalty, and they're saying rude things about you. It's not really that fair, to be honest.
The way like when I got stopped by the police, it was just like everything was just rushing through my head. I'm thinking, am I gonna get arrested? Like I just didn't know, so like I kept composure, and I just, in my opinion, I just felt like it was just wrong. I'm not a kid, like I haven't even reached past 15 yet, so it's just like I can't believe it. So yeah.
I feel like you have to work harder to prove yourself, which is the thing for a lot of black people, but I think for black boys, it's like we've always got this negative connotation around us because of what people see mainly on the like mainstream news, like I said. It's not a great feeling, to be honest, but I feel like we get used to it, which we shouldn't. I think a lot of us get used to it. It's become the norm now, kind of.
It makes me feel quite annoyed because there could be someone else in that shop who is stealing or doing something that they're not supposed to be, but we're being targeted because of the way we look.
It shows like it's kind of harder for black boys to succeed in a way, because people are seeing negative portrayals of black boys already. They're going to have a negative view of them before they even see them or meet them.
It makes you feel like police are meant to protect us, so I just feel like I don't know, it's mad.
Black Boy Joy means something that makes you proud of who you are. As in, if you play football and you're a black boy, take that into advantage and make the most of it. Show them what black boys are really talented and what they could really do.
Black Boy Joy means to me is almost like seeing my black friends doing well, even if it's in sports, getting better at maths in school, and it's also seeing, I don't know, my uncles and my aunties being successful, and people in my circle who look like me being successful, someone who I can aspire to be like.
It's kind of like, obviously what makes me happy, what makes my black boys happy, but also it's like having pride in being black as well, like being proud to be a black boy.
I mean, when I see things on like the news about things happening to black people. For example, like George Floyd, that took away my black boy joy because it's making me feel like, how can I go out into this world knowing that people are doing this to black people?
Being excluded from the crowd, you might be enjoying life, having positive meal or playing a type of sport with your friends that may not all be black, and then once that moment strikes, you get cold or get racially abused for the colour of your skin. That'll make you feel isolated, make you not want to go out anymore, which could lead to stuff like depression and problems with your mental health, and that will probably bottle up inside you and you don't know who to talk to.
Most of the time I speak to my little brother because like he's understanding. Like I know he doesn't really say anything, but like when I speak to him, I feel better after doing it.
I think I don't really go to anybody really. I can't just keep it to myself. If I'm feeling down, I'll probably just be in my own, like just be by myself most of the time. Just try and work it out on my own.
Probably my best friend, because my best friend's also black like me, so he's sure I know that he could relate to a lot of stuff that I'm saying, and he could give me the right feedback so that I don't end up stacking all my emotions in one way and then just come out in a very negative way.
So I don't really know many black people that have spoken about mental health, like men anyway. So a lot of black boys love music. A lot of them love football, basketball, athletics. I think mainly those sports. I think if those athletes and musicians were to talk about it more, I think it'd give young black boys more understanding about it.
Loads of people look up to things like footballers, musicians, actors, and if they're black, giving out speeches to do with Black Boy Joy and how men or just people in general treat black boys, and they talk about it, it could have a say of how people can look at black boys and think, well, we're not criminals, we're just like everybody else, everybody's equal.
If I could create any superpower for black boys, I think it would have to be maybe teleportation, maybe, because even if we're in a situation which we just want to get out of, if I'm feeling a bit down, a bit sad, even when it comes to the police brutality, which we've seen on the news sometimes, if we could just with one snap of our fingers just get away to a safe place somewhere where we want to be.
The power to persuade people to listen to us a bit more, persuade people to change with racism and that kind of stuff. You can just tell them stop, you can tell them no, you can tell them go, and they go, they stop, and they stop what they're doing.
Maybe like when they're sad or when they just want to be alone, maybe be invisible kind of. So like you can have that safe space where you don't feel like you're being watched.
Don't bottle it up, speak up.
All black boys deserve to be seen, heard, celebrated and valued. It's okay not to be okay, but it's better for you to speak up than to suffer in silence. Join the #SpeakUpLeads campaign and share your story to encourage others and influence a legacy of change. Show your support by sharing this video in your school, community setting or workplace, and become an ally by acknowledging there's a problem, learn from black boys' experiences shared in this video and unlearn your unconscious bias. Listen to black boys, yield your privilege and turn your influence into power.
And also, if you see like any inequalities or anything which happens to you in school, don't be afraid to say what happened, even if it's to your parents, to your head teacher, to someone who you trust, but just don't be afraid to say it, because if you let one thing slide, then it might become a big thing. So as soon as that happens, you have to like try and nick out the bus so it doesn't happen again.
one way we could do that is, I think most black people may have younger siblings, like brothers and sisters, so maybe build a bond with your little brother or sister until it gets to the point where they can come out and speak to you with freedom, with chest. They can talk about what they might be going through in school, and then you could inspire your little brother so that when he becomes older, he can spread that message down to younger generations, and this path can just keep going and going and going.
I think, like, talking about school, because I know how it feels to be a black boy in a place that's minority, white and other races. I think seeing another young black boy younger than me, I think I know how it feels to be in that position. So I think it's just, I'm able to give them advice on how to go around with, like, how to deal with things as well. I think the community between black people, I think wherever I go, black people always seem to be like drawn to each other. So I think it's just being able to, like, not be scared to talk to older people, talking to other people, just understanding that you have experience where they might not. Just being able to talk to them and, like, show them what they need to do, like help them when they have trouble in their life or anything like that.
I have to add that through this process, one of the things that we did say that we wanted to do is I didn't want the normal extraction of information with no sustainability plan in place. And today, I'm happy that they said the same thing they said 2 months ago, where they do want to create a space for black boys to come into, to have conversations, to be able to break bread with each other, to be able to support each other, created by them, for the community. And this is not just a conversation, this is something that if we believe in what they're saying, we put our words and take it to action. We put resources down, we empower the community who they're going to be working with to deliver that work. We don't look at taking it away from the people that best understand these boys. Let's be honest, services are not culturally ready for our boys. I'm not going to say it in any different other tone. So how do we help services to be ready? How do we hold them accountable? What training do they need to go through? How do we make sure schools are doing what they need to do? How do we make sure that if they're saying family is what they need, what work are we willing to do to support parents to get ready to support our boys? Because I don't understand why we're still creating programs and not understanding that the way ethnic minorities and black family work is not the same with other people's family. If my mom says don't move, I don't move. And I'm 37, mate. Oh, she doesn't even need to talk to me, she just needs to look me on the side like that. And you know you better sit down. So we need to be able to look at work with parents and carers. And how do we get them to be aware of what services are there and what are not there. I've got one question coming over there. And before that question comes, I'm going to ask about stop and search. Before I pass that question, how many of you on here has been stopped and searched? Put your hands up if you have. I want you to see that this is not all the boys. Out of 33 boys, 29 have been stopped and searched. Out of 33 boys, 29 have been stopped and searched. And the question I'm going to ask now is, mentally and emotionally, how did that make you feel, being stopped and searched?
I would say afraid, shocked. You'd be basically helpless if you get stopped and searched because you feel like you don't really have a say. Because many of us may have known what happened to George Floyd, even though he was completely innocent. So your mindset might be, if I say something loud, that exact thing could happen to me. So you would just be shocked. You didn't know what to do.
it's kind of surprised to see what actually happens. You didn't even do anything. They just come to stop you, search you, just harass you overall, to be honest. Don't really know what to do, pin you down, like you're kind of defenseless when you get to the when that happens to you.
I'm going to go to that question and then we will reverse the chair.
Yeah, I don't have to go in 2 minutes. I'm going to stay as long as I can to hear your answers. My job is to hold the police to account for the way that they police our communities, and that means you. I want to know what you want me to say to the Chief Constable tomorrow.
What role you play?
Yeah, I'm Alison Malone, I'm the Deputy Mayor for Policing and Crime. In effect, I'm the Police and Crime Commissioner.
I would say educate them, because it's most likely that if you're going to ask the police officer what do you think of black people, he's going to say stuff like crime, gang, he's not going to think of anything happy. So if you was to educate them and think not every black boy is what you think they are, then they might have more of an understanding of where we come from and our background.
Don't just guess because of what skin colour you see. Actually, see if you see someone that get like, let's say, get into a fight or something, obviously stop it. But if just because you see some boys walking around, jumping around, let's say, so just because, let's say, it's nothing bad, let's say they might be cold, they don't have to like be carrying something, or like doing something bad. So I'm saying like it's like common education to say, why would you think someone could have like someone doing something bad just because, let's say, they're black, or you say, oh, it's not something that you're used to seeing, it's nothing big. Just that how they use.
One thing I'd say is change starts now. Not next week, not next month, not next year. It starts now.
And also, don't always assume that a group of black boys are up to no good. And sometimes they've got to get educated on their own laws because they're basically trying to concern somebody. I've seen a lot of police officers online get educated on their own laws which they didn't have no clue about. So sometimes they've got to learn about what they enforce.
Yeah.
I think they need to be educated on our history so they know what they're doing as well. So they know how this all began. And yeah.
Alison, I actually think these boys should be in the independent advisory group telling the police how to actually look and actually what policies they do. Let them be able to see how their impact actually mentally traumatizes our boys, but also holding them accountable to all the actions and damages they created. I think that would be a great way to start with Speak Up campaign, leading that conversation. What do you boys think? One thing about I know you would. So thank you so much. Let's give a big round of applause for that. So we're coming closely to the end, right? And I don't want it to end actually. And I know some other people have questions and everybody wants to talk. But I'm going to ask every parent of the boys on stage to just, if they're here, or carers, can you stand up if that's okay? I actually want to pass the mic to just say, how do you guys feel seeing what they've done? Parents to just give feedback.
Thank you very much. If I'm being truthful, I've been sat here wiping my eyes. You don't think that my eyes is too long with the glasses. I'm actually crying. I'm so proud of my son. From the day he was born, 10 to 10, I was proud of him. Today, so we took it to the next level.
For myself, it's not easy sitting up there in front of all these people, and they've just been so confident, so composed, so chilled out. Absolutely proud of each and every one of you. And it's amazing because all the black men here can relate to every single thing that you're saying. And we've not been able to change anything, and I pray by God's grace you will be able to change something.
I'm going to say my son's probably thinking, oh God. But honestly, it's been lovely to see the fathers as well here. I think too many times we see just us mums. So it's beautiful to see that the children are supported by both parents, mums and dads. And I think that's something that our community doesn't tend to see a lot of. I think a lot of times it is done purposely. So there are amazing fathers that do support their sons. There are amazing school teachers that do support the children, and I think it's wonderful to see all these young men on the stage be articulate, be confident, who are knowledgeable and are telling their truth. And I can say that one of the scariest things of being a parent, and I've got a 22-year-old and Karen's 13, the difference with having a daughter and having a son is that from the minute he was probably about 5 or 6, I'm talking to him about the police. I'm talking to him about the inequalities in society. I'm talking about that his skin colour is going to be a hindrance, but us as a community are going to make sure that that's going to be his biggest power. And it's frightening that my white counterparts and even some of my Asian and Indian counterparts are not having those conversations with the children. And that's us just on a very simplistic, basic level, as well as the mental health that we talked about code, and I felt really guilty because I just squirmed in my chair. I actually sent my son a text before he went on the table saying to make sure you speak confidently and that you use the correct words and that you don't use no slang and you don't say nah. And literally when Marvina said about code, and I thought, oh my God, I'm actually reinforcing this negative trait that we're trying to make sure our kids live in a world where they can be authentic, and I'm actually perpetrating that because of my fear of him being judged by society's standards of black men and black boys in particular. So I'm not going to talk anymore. But well done, guys, and well done to all the parents and everybody out there.
I just wanted to say, every time I've been to an event with Marvina, and today's no different, I come away learning something new. And the other thing I'd love to say about Marvina is, you put her in a room with kids, and I don't care what nationality, what religion they are, the way they walk out isn't the way they walked in. Why is it that she, on her own, and the people that she works with, can empower young people to speak so articulately, so loudly, with such confidence? Why isn't every single teacher doing that in Leeds? Just to add to that, I want to say, I've realised today I've been making a massive mistake in a lot of the work that I've been doing. And every time something affects the community or the young people, I've been going to their adults, I've been going to their health specialists, I've been going to the police officers in that area. Actually, we should be talking to you. You're the experts, not us. Not all those people. I'm really proud. I'm proud of you. I'm not even related to you, I'm proud of you. Because I wish young people from my community were doing what you're doing. And I'm hoping that this is just a start. I'm hoping that you're ambassadors for this, that every school in Leeds does this, that you're there at the forefront with the right resource, with your time paid, with your expenses paid.
Tell them
and you're empowering school in Leeds. Really proud of you. I wish somebody was doing this when I was younger. But this is the beginning of many, many great things. What we need to take away from today is, why isn't this conversation going on in the NHS? Why isn't it going on in schools? And every other partner should be doing the same. Thank you and well done. We're very happy.
The Queen is taking the mic, and I want you to understand why this Queen is important.
I'm squirming now.
This is the mother of Mr. Goodman, so give some love to the Queen.
I don't normally do this, but you've been such an amazing role model. I'm so proud of you. I'm blessed that you're my son. And you're making a difference. So well done, son.
So Black Boy Joy is actually what it is to just be in that moment of joy. I'm so happy to see that you all are in your Black Boy Joy right now. Those smiles, those head held high. I always say you can't wear your crown with your head bowed down. And today I feel like I can hold my head high just looking at all of you. You just created history. You are history. You're phenomenal in every way. And everybody here is going to make a pledge to say how they're going to support you. I don't want you to come, take pictures and walk away from here and say what beautiful this event is. We need actions. We need allies. We need people that will stand up and say, I can do this. I will do that. I will help implement policies. I will help take this to schools. I will donate to the campaign. I will work with public health. I will do is all I need to hear. That's the best gift you can give. Because if we all work together and we stay united in this conversation and be proactive, we can do it all. Because they are leading and it's okay for us to follow. They need to be paid for their time because Black boys need to know how they can make income from doing good work. Their expertise needs to be respected. If you're calling them to your school, they are consultants. You respect their time and you make sure you make them a provision. They're not here to do volunteering for anything because you see they've already arrived now. So if I hear that any of you are asking them to volunteer their time without compensation of the expenses and contribution to what they do, it's a big man thing now, so you need to respect them. Okay? So that being said, I know that we have cost of living. Exactly, we're building future millionaires, so they're not doing anything for scraps. They know about financial freedom, they're learning a lot of things. So I need you to help empower the next generation to do what they need to do and teach you how to be allies. I'm an ally in this space. I'm going to let Nathan close this because it's the right thing for me to do, and then each boy can say whatever you want to say to close it after that.
I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming, supporting. But like Marvina said, let's not let this just be a tick box exercise. Let's move it forward. Let's see how big this can be because it's important. It's more than important. And I think moving forward, we've shown that get the right people in the room, what we can create. So let's just do that. Let's normalize it. Let's do it more frequently. And then hopefully change is coming. Can we have a big round of applause for Marvina? Literally has been such a good experience, this collaboration, and yeah, it's been great from the moment it started, so thank you very much.
I just want to say thank you for coming, hearing us out, hearing our voices, seeing what we want to tell you, and just helping our campaign overall.
Marvina and Mr. Goodman especially, because they gave us our voices, they gave us this confidence for us to come and speak in front of this huge thankful audience. They helped us be the people who we are today after this project, so I'd like to thank them for their time, because without this would have
I'd like to thank Auntie Marvina for letting me be a part of this, because I have to admit, when she first asked me to do it, I didn't think it could go very, I didn't think it'd be this big, but I think it's just like a little glimpse of what young black boys can do when they get together, when they're willing to open up and they're willing to share their experiences, and I think it's just starting to get the ball rolling.
Thank everyone for coming, and like I said already, change starts now, and every single minute, every time has been valuable.
I would like to thank people for coming, because it helps us see and gives us the confidence to know that more and more people are understanding and seeing our story.
I thank Marvina and Mr. Goodman for this memory, and I can have this one 5 years ago. Well, anyway, it'll be my memories, so I thank you for this great memory.
I'd like to thank Marvina, because at every single Black Lives Matter march she's been there. Anything to do with black people, she's always there. So she's always been here for all of us, for black people. So I'd like to thank her.
I want to thank all of you in the biggest way ever. Can I get Magpie to stand up? And can I get Forum Central staff to stand up? Magpie? So all the staff from Magpie who went above the call of duty, went past the numbers and the time to help us with the videos, to help us make sure this boy's voices are heard. I want all of us to just give them a round of applause. Thank you so much for coming and filming some of the boys. We really appreciate you. Big shout out to Alice, who was there from the beginning, coming to the King team. Let's go to Forum Central. Can I get all the Forum Central staff and public health staff? Charlotte, including you. Can we get you guys to stand up? Forum Central, any Forum Central people in the building? I want to say thank you so much for trusting the process. Believe me, it's not easy to do working with me. I'm dyslexic, dyspraxic, autistic, all that stuff. I work in a different way, and this is the way I wanted to do the reports. And thank you for just letting me do what I do. I really appreciate that. And kind of leads who have let us hold this event in this space. Can I get kind of lead staff to all stand up? Kind of leads in this space. One thing about kind of leads is about us having this conversation. I've been the host for the whole day, talking about mental health in an unequal world. How fitting is it for us to talk about mental health in an unequal world, led and raised by these amazing, beautiful specimens around me. And let's not forget Harry. Get up, Harry. Harry is from Palmanner. He's Palmanner to me. All the background videos you see is from this phenomenal man. And I want to say thank you. And now clap for yourself for sticking around and staying in this space. So what I would love you to do, sign and tell me, we're going to try and capture you before you go. I need you to make pledges. I need you to pledge what you're going to do when you leave this space. You need to say how you're committed to these boys, to this campaign. If you really care, let's see your pledges. Because that's the way we can create change. When I say speak, you say up, speak, up, speak, up. When I say speak, you say up, speak, up, speak, up. I really appreciate you. Don't bottle it up. Kings in the making. We love you and you are dynamic. Thank you for trusting me in the process. Give them a round of applause.